Cleopatra facing the unknown as the sun dipped low on Alexandria's horizon, casting a golden aura on the Mediterranean. Cleopatra waited by the shores, the waves murmuring secrets only she could hear. It was September 30 BC, twilight ushered in unsettling stillness, a moment frozen between day and night, much like her own life. Here on the edge of history, she stood as a queen tangled in ambition, fear, and tragic destiny. The once vibrant city buzzed with soldiers and citizens, rumors swirling like the sea breeze that teased her robes. The tension was thick. News had spread throughout the Roman Empire. Mark Antony had been defeated at Actium, a battle that shaped their future. Now Rome's legions advanced, relentless and unwavering. Shadows of uncertainty loomed over her kingdom, darkening the heart of a woman who dared to hope beyond expectations. Cleopatra VII Philopator, daughter of the sun god Ra, had navigated treacherous waters of power and intrigue, surrounded by whispers of her lineage and myths portraying her as a goddess ruling mortals. Yet as she gazed over the vast Mediterranean, the weight of impending doom crashed upon her consciousness. Should she secure her family legacy or witness its unraveling? Behind her diamond-studded brow, survival questions undulated. Will she lead the great Ptolemaic dynasty or become a mere footnote in history? The sound of approaching footsteps brought her back, and her aide Diogenes appeared, a source of intellect and subtle wit. But today even he wore uncertainty, his brow furrowed as he scanned the horizon. "Your Majesty," he began, his voice soft, "the council awaits your word. The soldiers are restless." Cleopatra turned to him, her features heavy with contemplation. "Reassurance," she mumbled. What could she offer? The fervent loyalty of her people felt burdened with doubt, mirroring her own conflicting ambitions. It required a delicate balance that could falter at any moment. "Shall we prepare for an audience?" Diogenes asked, a plea for clarity amidst chaos. Earlier, the sun had glowed on her palace, filled with advisors and banquets. But now all the diamonds of Alexandria felt distant in light of what loomed. She recalled Mark Antony, a shared dream seemingly in reach, yet dreams can turn to ashes, she thought. "Tell them I will speak," she replied, her steadiness concealing her trembling uncertainty. In the throne room, whispers filled the air, reflections of both hope and doubt gracing every face. Cleopatra stepped into the chamber, burdened by expectation. Their longing for comfort mirrored her own turmoil. As silence fell, she steadied her breath, inhaling the scent of incense, a reminder of endless possibilities. Power resided in vulnerability, she mused. "My people," she started, her voice resonating. "The sun is low in the sky, yet I believe dawn awaits if we are brave enough to seize it." Her words hung in the air as the echoes of longing surged. They were in uncertainty together. "Mark Antony has fought valiantly, but the tide does not favor us. I urge you, let us forge our own path. Do not let fear guide our actions, let us act with courage." The room absorbed her words, settling upon her advisors. In a moment of reflection, Cleopatra envisioned their wedding, a grand spectacle adorned with love and power. She remembered whispered promises against looming threats. "Whatever the outcome of this struggle," she continued, the weight of her resolve anchoring her, "our legacy shall endure." With every word, she strived to weave belonging among them, assuring that uncertainty, though powerful, would not drown them. Stepping back from the audience, cheers broke out, yet unease gripped her heart, attuned to their feelings while facing existential reckoning. Hers and Antony's moment from which they could not retreat. Days unfolded like delicate parchment, ink still wet with their fates. Cleopatra positioned herself at the crossroads of strategy and diplomacy, seeking alliances amid treachery. Rome's whispers foretold Octavian's approach, ambitions igniting like the sun bleeding across the horizon. In strategic discussions, they traced intricate lines across maps. "We must gather support from the eastern provinces," Cleopatra urged, her dark eyes gleaming. "We can influence those who seek to create their own legacies amid great empires." Each planning session fostered a relentless sense of foreboding. Would these strategies hold? Gazing into Diogenes' eyes, she saw reflections of unspoken fears, and between their dialogues lay an expanse as vast as the sea. Moments of solitude became her refuge as she grappled with her lineage, the Ptolemaic blood promising strength, yet doubts clawed at her. Could she shape her own destiny, or was she but a pawn in a grander design? One evening, cloaked in shadows, Cleopatra found solace in solitude, crossing her atrium adorned with frescoes. Gazing out at the sea, she spotted Octavian's ships approaching. A breath caught in her throat, her empires were closing in. With each wave crashing, her impending fate loomed, compelling her to navigate her story as time wound tight. In her desperation for assurance, memories of ancestors echoed within her, a reminder that power could not sidestep fate nor claim true divinity. On the eve of battle, the lamps in her palace cast shadows, soldiers gathered, prepared to lay down their lives on a battlefield that might crown their queen with victory or spell ruin. "Trust me," Cleopatra projected before the men who breathed the very fabric of Alexandria. "We fight not only for my crown, but the legacy we bestow upon our children." Yet doubts lingered. The winds shifted, foreshadowing uncertainty where hearts beat in unison with her own, a relentless dance on the precipice. The ensuing battle dragged on, each clash echoing memories. Mark Antony fought fiercely by her side, but even amid triumph, pangs of loneliness remained, knowledge of their struggles intertwined with an unpredictable future. Days blurred, merging triumphs and tragedies as the dust settled, dread enveloped her. Losses piled like sunken ships, a haunting reminder of sacrifices made. As Octavian's legions overwhelmed them, Cleopatra felt the weight of mortality settling in. In the embrace of the palace, she glimpsed choices. A yearning desire to fight burned within her as the storm swirled around, wondering if love could withstand the encroachment of power. One evening, cloaked in darkness, gathered remnants of resolve arose from her. Against the shimmering Nile, she beheld her ancestors, faces blurred by time, but the weight of expectations still draped over her. Would glory dawn anew or extinguish her legacy? In that moment, Cleopatra felt liberated. The unknown embraced her. Mortality, once a fragment to evade, unveiled clarity upon reflection. The figures of history often danced with uncertainty, and her fall could yet bless her endeavor. A whisper guided her, Daphne's voice echoed, "Immortality nests in memory." Cleopatra realized she might lay down her crown, but rise with the legends of those who dared. Embracing her fate, she stood before the shimmering Nile, declaring that while Rome might claim her body, her legacy would endure on the waves of time. In silence, as history witnessed her resolve, the winds of the Mediterranean carried forth a timeless essence, a reminder that in the unknown, the human spirit seeks to transcend. Amid passing time, Cleopatra's story weaves through the fabric of history, a queen facing uncertain seas and grappling with legacy, transcending mere existence into depths of aspiration, loss, and surrender. What remains is not just her flesh in Rome's echoes, but lessons of ambition, love, and mortality that persist like whispers upon the shores.